In this section, we're going to get through our last set of boring config for the Postgres deployment and its associated cluster IP service. So I'm sure you don't need any clever or witty comments from me at this point. I'm sure you just want to get this stuff done. So let's get to it. I'm going to flip on over to my code editor. Inside of my K8s directory, we'll do our Postgres deployment.yaml file. Now, again, this is going to be a file that's very much identical to the Redis stuff that we just put together and even the other different objects we had put together before that. I still do not recommend that you ever do a copy-paste of these config files just because it's so incredibly easy to forget to update some specific property. Far safer to just rewrite it, but that's just my personal opinion. All right, so we'll do our API version of apps v1 for our deployment. This is going to be an object with a type of deployment. We'll set up our metadata, if I can spell it correctly, with the name of Postgres deployment. And then we'll set up our spec that's going to configure the deployment itself. So I, again, want to only have one replica running of my Postgres container inside of its given pod. Just very much like our Redis deployment that we just put together, we technically can create Postgres in a sort of cluster of different instances that are going to all work together to increase the availability and bandwidth of our database. However, again, that's something that's kind of outside the realm of Kubernetes that we're talking about right now, so we're just going to focus on running a single replica as it stands. After that, we'll put down our selector. We're going to say look for a label that is matching component Postgres. We'll then set up our pod template. So we'll give it a metadata property with labels of component Postgres. And then again, I'm going to make sure that I unindent back to be on the same indentation level as metadata. We'll define our spec for all the different